Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing a birthday card where I am using some new Hello Bluebird products that arrived. So first of all, the two sets that I'm using today is the Balloon Buddies and the Bouquet Buddies. Both can be combined so well, so I just decided to do that straight away and take the kitten from the Bouquet Buddies and then the balloons from the Balloon Buddies. For my color scheme, I decided to go with some reds and pinks and just use those colors all over the balloons, and then another warm color, brown, for the cat. So I'm starting here, and wherever I have an overlap, there I am adding that shadow right against the edge of the other balloon. And whenever I don't have an overlap, I'm trying to keep a slight area open. And I'm not going there with my darkest color, but with just one of my lightest. That way I sort of try to mimic the illusion of having something rounded, which I saw by Amy Young. I tell it all the time, she's amazing. If you want to learn how to color with Copic markers and do some scenery maybe, then definitely check out her lives. It's Coloring Adventures with Amy, I think. I'm not sure, but she's amazing, and she also explains things to you. She asked all of you which color she needs to use, and then she just goes for that and just creates with you, and I think we can all learn a lot of from that. So from time to time, when I'm not asleep, when she's doing the lives, I can watch it or just a part of it, and I just enjoy it so much and I learn so much. She also does these amazing scenes. I definitely think that a lot of you would be interested to watch it. So here again, the same principle. I have an overlap with the balloon on the left, so there I have my darkest color right against that edge, and then on the other edges I don't have an overlap, and I'm trying to sort of leave a lighter area just around the edge. So I'm doing that all over, and I am reusing markers all the way. If you're interested to see the specific markers for all of the balloons, then definitely check out my blog post where I have listed all of my combinations separately as much as possible. But you will see over there that I'm reusing colors quite a lot. One of my favorite color combinations for light pinks is the R85, 83 and 81. But if you just add, like I'm doing here, R39, it gives something extra to the combo. And you might have to go back and forth between the colors to get that blend, but it works so well and I just love it. And I think if you want to have a combination that is soft but still a lot of contrast, then just add this R39 or a similar color to this combination and you will just love it. So you know me, most of the time I need 2 layers to get that blend that I want, but if I need more, I'm just adding, as you saw me doing, until I'm happy with it, you know. Really easy. This is Transotype perfect coloring paper. So far I didn't had any bleeding, so if that is an issue where you're struggling with, then maybe it's just the paper that you need to change up, just maybe. So here I'm doing a really light color combination. I decided to use my RVs, but my initial layer was just a bit too light, so I just added that R83 to it. And then I work my way further with the RVs as I planned on using. So it's all a bit about playing, and something that helps me with that as well is that I have the hex chart from Sandy Elnock. I purchased it and printed it, and it really helps me to find those colors that I can easily use together with the other ones. So that might help you as well. It's not that expensive, and then you print it better on the paper that you're using all the time. I still have it on Nina because that was the paper that I used in the beginning, but now actually I should reprint it onto Transotype because that's definitely the paper that I'm using. And depending on the paper that you're using, the colors might appear a bit different. You'll see that I tried 3 papers so far, and the second one that I tried, and I cannot recall it anymore, but I didn't like it at all. I thought that the colors turned out really dull and I just didn't like it. So I still have that whole pack somewhere in one of my cupboards, but well, it's just not my thing. So here I'm back with this combo. It's a really good one, I think. It's really lovely. Also leaving the edge again when I don't have an overlap. And just keep going back and forth until you like the blend. Later on I will add to a few of these balloons some white jelly roll pen to add some interest, a bit of a pattern by just adding some dots, but that's for later on. I also thought that I would use the bow, but in the end on my card I didn't end up using it. I just keep it on the back of my stamp set. You never know when it is going to be handy. But I did color it in. So I first thought here with the size of the bow that I might not need more than one marker, but when I colored it and saw it next to the balloons, it was just really flat by not using another color, so I just went for the R85, added a bit more until I was happy, but a really soft bow that I will not use in the end. And then for the kitten, I went for E47, E57, E33 and E53. Now I must admit, I had it in the past as well, and then it was solved and then it came back. My first layer, everything goes well, and then after adding a few layers, my E47 I think was getting a bit sticky again. So I have ordered some new how do you call them? The thingies for in the Copics. I ordered some new tips. I have no clue. Wait. The spare nib. Yeah, okay. So I ordered some to fix it this way, but I must admit I already did that in the past, and I think it's kind of frustrating that it happened again with the same markers, the greasy thing. So normally that can really mess up the blending, and it first did, but I just went for it and kept going, and it ended up quite right, but again, it's annoying and you never know how it's gonna turn out, but it gives a way darker end result and the greasy thingy, so it's not the blend that I would prefer or the smoothness of the blend necessarily, but it just went all wrong here. Then it transfers to my other markers and I just get annoyed by it, but I love how the kitten ended up. I love it, but again, I wouldn't recommend it. And I have no clue how to fix it, because apparently changing the nib is not the ultimate solution. So if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. You would truly help me a lot here. So I went for it back and forth, and then because of the stickiness, the head turned out way darker than the body, and I stopped adding colors, I must admit that. But then once I die cut it, I decided to add another layer to the body as well to just balance it out a bit more, and well, greasy stays greasy, so my body ended up the same dark tone as the head. But you will see it here. I'm adding a new layer, and I think you can see it here, that it's not acting as normal markers here. I tried to rub it a bit with my finger, and I thought that it sort of helped, but then again, as you can see, the difference between the body and the head, and I first thought maybe it's gonna go away. It didn't, so I just did the same on the body again, another layer, and I got this end result. Now, for my background, I decided to use this adorable pattern paper. This is from Honeybee Stamps. It's from the Holiday Cheer paper pad, and I just love it. It's subtle, but there is some interest in the back, and I just thought that this was what my card needed. So I'm going to add that. I didn't trim the paper down yet. I'm going to do that once it's on my card base. This way I'm sure that I don't have like a tiny sliver of shortage or a tiny sliver too much, and so it's immediately the size that I need. The rest that I trim off now is going back into my pocket with the pattern paper for maybe another card. You never know. And then for the sentiment, I use the Knightley LC Large Alphas. And I just love this script. It's incredible. It's so elegant. I didn't got the stamps because there are matching stamps, and then these dies. I didn't got them due to budgeting, but I really love the dies. I love this outline, and in the newest release there was also an alphabet set. Well, I ordered it. We will see when it arrives and then I will use it. But I really like this idea of having that outline and also the inside. But for this card with the pattern paper, I decided to not use the inside of the letters. So I have used my R39 to color these letters so that it would match with the balloons. And I made sure to also color the inner pieces and not get rid of them, because that really helps with the B, the D, and the A. I know you can sort of see what it is, but the inside pieces really help. So once I had this layout and it was just perfect, I thought it was really fun to have the D just a bit crooked. So once I was happy with the layout, I started adhering the letters one by one using some liquid glue. Some reverse tweezers are really handy in this case because it's really tiny, and to get it all in place you can wiggle it easy with that tweezer. And I worked my way from the outside towards the middle. This way I was sure that I sort of had the birthday centered on the top of my panel. Also, I'm using that pattern paper to help me align my letters. I thought it was genius. I adhered it straight on my card base, so that was easy, and then I just kept going. And for the insides, I kept the inside letters. For the inside pieces, I'm just going to quickly inlay it by using those elements from the letters that I'm not using in the end of my finished card. Can I also talk about how genius the stamp set is, also the bouquet stamp set, that they have the bunch of balloons all together, and then those lovely strings that you have at the end, they are separate. So actually with the paws, I think it's genius from Hello Bluebird to not have it in one piece, because sometimes what do we need to do? Do we put it behind? Do we put it in front of the paw? Then the paw is disappearing. I don't know, but call me crazy. It's something where I think about a lot when I need to assemble, and it's just, I don't know. I cannot figure it out what I want. I'm not happy with both of them. But in this case, you can perfectly put the balloons a bit lower, a bit higher if you need to, and then you have those end pieces. You will see it later on. Maybe I'm just talking crazy here, but personally I find that that's really handy. So now I added a D, and it's just, I think it's fun. It sort of appears like the birthday was already there, and then the balloons just pushed the D more upwards, and it got crooked, and it's a bit of fun on the card, I think. So here I just decided to add the balloons already to the kitten to have it easy to adhere. I'm going to use some thin foam squares over there, so this way I could add everything together once more, and I didn't have to fiddle with parts that were going to overlap afterwards. So thin foam squares all the way. I love this height. I love Scrapbook Adhesives foam squares. There are many thin, thick, medium sizes, but the ones from Scrapbook Adhesives, personally, I find it so handy to get rid of the backings. I just love it. And here I'm adding those strings that I just love having separately. So that is the general card idea, and then for some extra interest, but just a tiny bit, because I love the simplicity. I definitely think that you can stop right here, or you can just add some glossy accents or just some white jelly roll pens and not add anything more. But I decided to add a few bubbles. These are from Little Things from Lucy's cards. They have a bit of an iridescent feel to it, which makes it more fun for cards like this. I personally find that. And then I'm going to add it with some liquid glue once I'm happy with the placement. And as I already mentioned, I am also going to use some white jelly roll pen to add some dots to a few of the balloons. Now, something that I also like doing is adding glossy accents to balloons. Now, in this case, I decided to not do it because there were so many, but I definitely think with the next card that I will make with these balloons, I will add glossy accents. But just also, I wanted to add some dots with the white jelly roll pen, and from time to time, I am lucky and the white jelly roll pen stays put when I'm adding glossy accents, and sometimes it just runs out, and I didn't want to take the risk here because I really liked how it turned out. So just leave it like this was my solution for that. And then you have this lovely birthday card that is so much fun, and I just love this one color scheme. You can definitely mix it up and do the blues, the greens, use another pet if you want to. I just think it's such an adorable stamp set, well, the two of them. So yeah, this is my card and, well, also my video. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you like the end result. If you do, you can always give this one a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. I want to thank you all for stopping by, and I wish you an incredible day, and I'll be back soon. Bye!